Hello guys, Michael the X here, and today I am reacting to Mewtwo versus Shadow from Death Battle. Now, the whole reason I'm reacting to this is because one of my friends told me about this, and I've watched Death Battle before, but after they said Mario wins over Sonic, that that's when I was like, okay, no, this they clearly have a bias over Sonic because all the previous Sonic character fights. Sonic always lost. He's only won. Apparently, to all my friends, Sonic's only won a total of 15 in terms of overall for all the Sonic characters. And yeah, and also another thing is that oh, I actually was also interested since I do really love Pokemon and I really do love Shadow as a character up until let Shadow the Hedgehog. But he's fine in 06. He's fine in both of the Rivals games. And that's it. Every single future incarnation of Shadow I do not like. In the slightest. While Mewtwo is a Pokemon that I consistently like and is my favorite second type. Wait, Lugia is also a second type. My second favorite second type. And yeah. So let's go ahead and watch this. I also put 1.25 speed. Oh, did I? Yeah. Okay, so they're starting off with Mewtwo then. So far, this is completely correct about the origin. If we're going based off the Japanese version, that's false. I'm not going to go ahead and go into what detail simply because of time, but just know that that is false. If we're going based off the Japanese version, the English version, yeah, that's completely true. But the Japanese version is what I'm going with for that part. Okay, so this Mewtwo's definitely a combination between all the Mewtwo's. I'm fine with that. It's a lot of people do this type of stuff. Okay, so they're also counting megas. Okay. I mean, this actually makes sense because with the Mario versus Sonic one, they did include the Supersonic for that, so it's safe to assume why. I like that. I'm just gonna be completely honest here. I like that joke. Okay, so I'm assuming they're going to Mewtwo, not Mewtwo, to Shadow now. Yep. This is also mostly correct. Yeah, that never made sense to me. Why is Shadow end up being a hedgehog? Okay, that info that they pulled up was also false. Not unlimited. Hold on. It's not unlimited because of one factor. If I remember correctly, yeah, going based off of Sonic Adventure 2, the more that Shadow uses his Chaos abilities, during his super form, the weaker he becomes, but rings regenerate that. Now, I know for a fact that wasn't inside Adventure 2, but I believe that was stated. And I know for a fact one of the games is that he used Chaos abilities in his super form. Oh yeah, that was '06. '06 he used Chaos Spear. I don't believe that one took away Regargy, but still, as far as I'm aware, Shadow what loses Rig energy the more he uses Chaos abilities. So it is theoretically unlimited as long as Shadow can find rigs. But just for the sake of the argument, I'm gonna say that I'm wrong because I'm not 100% sure about this. Some people would argue that you should also go based off of if it is fully if it's not hollow at all. I would not argue that because asteroids usually have hollow parts, so the calculation is correct. At least going based off of what I saw. But if it is not hollow, instead it's dense, then I would say double that, which would make Shadow incredibly powerful. Okay, so Sonic X is also counted. I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm Team Shadow. If Shadow does not win this, then I'm just going based off all we've seen about Shadow. I believe Shadow wins this. Is that not easy to keep in mind, but I do believe Shadow wins this. Okay, the animation's pretty good. Why? That's okay. I normally don't bash on voice actors, but that's what the. The Shadow voice is not good. The Mewtwo voice is good, but the Shadow one, oh my god. Okay, that's. I will give them that. That's pretty good. Okay, Shadow would not go super this quickly. Like, sure, he would recognize that Mewtwo is powerful, but he would just took it off his inhibitor rings. At least. And at most, he would have, like, every single time Shadow was outmatched, he had to play smarter in order to win. Mephiles from '06 is a great example for this. Because, if I remember correctly, Shadow was weaker than Mephiles, but he managed to win due to, for one, his chaos abilities, and for two, him played smart for that fight. Okay, so Mewtwo went Mega. Okay, they've played Shadow like if he's a brute right here. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not saying this as a Shadow fanboy. I say this going based off logic. Sure, Shadow would have been confused if that were to happen, but he would have seen a immediate threat, and since he would have his super form, unless if Mewtwo erased that as well, then he will realize that Mewtwo's an immediate threat. And even if cause Shadow to forget Chaos Control. I'm pretty sure Mewtwo would not be able to do that. And I'm also sure that Shadow would not spam Chaos Control because he was spamming Chaos Control. Although he did use it only twice, since the battle was so short, it's considered spamming in this case. Uh, I mean, yeah, but the one problem with that is, again, Shadow is not an idiot. I'm saying this for someone who has played every single Sonic game that is canon to the story. I played, and a lot of the non-canon games. Oh, the only games I haven't played are the Game Gear games, and that's it. And I just like to quickly mention that for Shadow, I was like, okay, they probably are going to take into account, but they did not have Shadow take off his inhibitor rings. If so, even if Mewtwo were to do that again, Shadow would realize that he's in immediate danger. Even if he were to, you know, forget Chaos Control or anything like that. Shadow's extremely smart. The only dumb character aside from Knuckles in the Sonic series is Sonic himself. Every single other character is has a really smart brain. Sonic is not dumb by any means. It's just that he's not extremely smart compared to everyone else. But oh my god, they treated Shadow like if he's a brute. And again, I fully agree that Mewtwo is smarter, but Shadow's not dumb by any means. And again, Shadow would again realized that he was in imminent danger. And again, '06. '06 is the best example for this specific scene. Sure, Shadow not have his memory erased, but that doesn't matter at this situation. What matters is one key factor. The one key factor that matters is if they were just to say that Mewtwo were to play. Oh wait, fuck! I forgot to say the one key factor. The one key factor that they forgot to include is Shadow's intelligence plus the inhibitor rings. Instead, they decided, okay, let's make him a brute. Seriously, the only brutish like Sonic character is Knuckles. But even then, Knuckles is incredibly smart at fighting. It's just that he's dumb everywhere else. Which he's not even dumb, he's just gullible. And has a temper. That's. Oh. Now I was thinking about it, none of the Sonic characters are dumb aside from Charmy. But I don't count Charmy because he's a kid. And I mean like a kid. Seriously, they did Shadow dirty. And again, I love Mewtwo. It's my second favorite psychic type. And it is, well, in my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time. And even I have to say that Shadow wins easy. Let's go ahead and hear the reason why they made Shadow lose. Okay, the rest of this is a teaser. Their explanation does make sense to some extent, but even if Shadow, like, they pretty much said that Mewtwo wiped out every single memory of Shadow, but that's an inconsistency. Because Shadow clearly remembered Maria. Also, I'm gonna also say this right now, since they're using every single version of Mewtwo, I'm using every single version of Shadow. The Archie Shadow's so fucking broken compared to Mewtwo in his Mega Y form, which I always say is stronger than his X form in every way aside from physical strength. And oh my, how they treated this, they completely shafted Mewtwo. They completely shafted Shadow here by saying that Shadow loses by pretty much making him a brute. And again, I'm not saying Shadow's smarter than Mewtwo because Mewtwo's way smarter. And most of what Mewtwo what have done makes perfect sense for Mewtwo. But for Shadow, they did not do him justice. If they had Shadow act smarter, have him once he realizes that he can't win, even in his super form, have him take off his inhibitor rings, and then Mewtwo did that as a last resort, then I would have been fine with that because that would have showed that Shadow isn't an idiot. But instead, they were just like, "Oh, okay, it's time to make Mewtwo what? Hey, let's make Daddy Mewtwo win and make the Virgin Shadow lose because he's a fucking idiot." When Shadow's not an idiot. Literally look at every single Sonic game aside from Shadow the Hedgehog that Shadow's a part of. Shadow's incredibly smart. And I hate that they decided to make Shadow a dumbass. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. Just so that I completely disagree about this. I do agree about certain points that Mewtwo would probably try to what remove Shadow's memories. But even when Shadow had amnesia, he still fought. Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog are evidence for this. Sure, he will question where he was, but again, he saw imminent danger with Mewtwo. And Shadow, going based off the time, because we're going based off of every single Sonic game when you have a ring limit for Supersonic or for the super forms. It's a 50-second timer, at least. And sure, some people like that's inconsistent due to, well, that being a game mechanic. But even if that's not the game mechanic, Shadow, going based on what we see, doesn't use a single Chaos ability aside from trying to use Chaos Control in his super form. That's it. They're pretty much saying that Shadow just is dumb here. Which, I have to reiterate this for people who don't listen. I don't believe Shadow's smarter than Mewtwo in the slightest. I just think that Shadow is incredibly smart. And yeah, I fully disagree about this. The next one for Death Battle won't come for a while, but I will react to another Shadow versus, since I know there's 3 of them in total. I already saw the Shadow versus Vegeta one. I know, and that one makes perfect sense of why Vegeta won. So yeah. In fact, I'm not mad about that one because I remember the specific details about it. So one of my friends said that the calculations for the other character is wrong, and Shadow still won. That one I know Shadow won. because he told me the specifics about it, and then he accidentally said that Shadow won. So yeah, just so I fully disagree about this, and there's other videos that I disagree about, such as is that Broly Dragon Ball Super versus Hulk, and again they combined every single version of Hulk, while did not combine every single version of Broly, which means one simple thing: they're biased for certain characters. The characters that, uh, which every single time they don't to give off, well, be fair to anyone else, well, to any character, then some people will call it out, and I'm calling it out here. And sure, this video is 4 years ago, but it still needs to be called out that this is false. And I also know for a fact that they did one thing dirty about to, how they calculated Mewtwo, while they did not calculate Shadow. Shadow, they completely dismissed the Archie comics, while Mewtwo, they added the comics. Oh, manga, which is which the Mewtwo that we that is here is mainly using the manga version with Mega Evolution. If it was purely manga Mewtwo, Mewtwo would lose immediately, because we don't see Mewtwo ever doing any mind erase techniques. That was only anime Mewtwo, and that one. Oh, I don't. I fully agree that Mewtwo can erase memories, but they said that earlier on that Mewtwo erase all the memories alone from everyone there, right, during the first movie, except for the clone Pokemon and all that. But then how come? But I'm pretty sure it was stated somewhere, not in the movie itself, but it was stated somewhere that Mew also helped out with that. But that's it. And again, I'm not saying this as a Shadow fanboy. I hate current day Shadow, and I do like Shadow from Adventure 2, Battle, Heroes, and 06. Those are my favorite versions of Shadow. While I think the Arrival's version of Shadow, both of them are fine. And current day Shadow is just god awful. And Boom Shadow is the worst version. But again, they only included the games and the TV show. While Mewtwo got the manga. Which I also feel like they just did that so they could have Mewtwo use a spoon. Which also, I also like to quickly mention that I believe they said that Mewtwo was as fast as Sonic. With the boots, yes. Without the boots, so, as said by the IDW comics recently during the Melvirus saga, that Shadow with the rocket jets is the exact same speed as Sonic, but without them, he's still incredibly fast. It's just that he's not faster than Sonic. And yeah, they keep forgetting about things to do. And they forgot the inhibitor rings. They forgot to do Archie Shadow, because IDW Shadow is not even that strong, and IDW was not even out yet when this video came out. And I know for a fact Archie was out because this video, I believe, was released right before Archie was canceled for Sonic. And yeah. That's all. Goodbye.